Welcome, fellow lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
Checking connection. You're now live.
Who's not live?
We are.
We're live.
We're live.
Live as a motherfucker.
Look at. We're live. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. We're recording. Why? Because we fucking love it.
No rest for the fucking wicked.
Or the weary.
Or the weary.
No rest for the wicked or the weary. We got about
Whiny road.
we got about 3 minutes till tonight's guest gets here.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd pop on and show off.
Pop on and pop off.
Show off our new camera.
How exciting is that?
Woo! We big time now, bitches.
We are moving.
I know. I spent like $500-600 on that thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, shot the whole budget, but it was worth it. Wait till you see our fucking pretty faces in H Dizzle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to zoom. We gotta get out like a remote so we can zoom in. Zoom in because that's what the people want.
You think? You
Zoom
think people want to see that?
Hell yeah.
I got my beard cleaned up tonight. I think I look pretty nice.
Cleaned up.
I got her trimmed up so I don't have such a Santa Claus going on. I was getting a little wide. Not gonna lie. It's getting a little wide. This is the first time we've ever been live as we were recording an intro.
That's crazy.
Are you gonna do that tonight?
I don't know. I'm gonna see how it goes.
Okay.
Right or wrong?
But because if you do, I have to. This is not a decision we can go lightly on. Does anybody know why? Any of your audio friends?
Audio, video. What do you do though? Suitcase.
All right. So
Living in a disco.
I'm gonna pick
Forget
this
about the rat race.
thing up and oh, that's so much better though.
It is, isn't it?
So much better. But make sure you
Absolutely here.
make sure you got her comfy before the guest arrives.
I'm gonna do fucking jittery. I'm gonna move.
Jitterbug.
And then we're gonna listen to him.
Jitterbug.
Fuck.
Jitterbug. Jitterbug. Is that not the Wham song?
It is the Wham song. I just want you to...
Wake me up. Is that from the same song?
It is.
Before you go, don't leave me.
There's a verse before that. There's a verse between that, and I could not think of it. So
wake me up before you go. Don't leave me. Not. Something like that. Does it? Don't
you know it all?
No, I don't actually.
You do. You're a Wham. You're a closet Wham fam.
I'm not.
A Wham Bam fam.
I'm not. I like to wham. I do like to wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. That's me.
Who isn't a Wham fan? Come on.
That's me. 2 minutes, Sam. Anybody want some?
I want some.
I want you to want me.
When are we gonna have karaoke night?
Need you to need me right now. I'd love you to love me. I'm begging you to peg me. Isn't that what he says?
Absolutely.
Keeping up.
So what you're saying is we should have a show from a karaoke bar. Because you love them.
Can we do karaoke at home instead?
We can do it. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
I can do karaoke. I think I can't do karaoke at a bar. I'm too shy. I'm not shy when it's here. When there's nobody, like I don't know there's anybody really watching. I'm good. I think our guest might be late. What time is it? Oh. No, he's good. What time is it?
He's just not early.
He's not on Vince Lombardi time.
It's not quite 9 yet.
It's Vince Lombardi. 5 minutes early is
on time.
Just kidding. Hi, whoever you are.
Whomever you are.
Go. I don't know that song.
I don't know that it is. That song.
Whomever you
I
are.
think Mike's up here. Has nothing to do with the live there.
I know. It just looks cooler.
You like something in your mouth.
Whomever you are. You've taken me from the bar. Oh, shit.
That's it exactly.
Bye. We got to get ready. We got a guest coming on.
We got a guest coming on.
We got to decide if we're going to have big black mics.
Good catch.
mics near our mouth or if we're gonna have them on the table. Oh, who?
I think we got a new table.
Who are you guys scheduling to have on? I'll tell you. Comedian extraordinaire Mike O'Keefe from Chicago will be joining us shortly.
So about a month ago in Appleton and Skyline. Pretty funny.
Not pretty funny, fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious.
Come up. Mike O'Keefe.
Look up his videos. Check out his stand-up. Dude's a whiz on stage, man. I love him on stage. Yeah. Knows how to deliver a joke, unlike me. So look for the episode next Monday.
Mike O'Keefe. Boom.
Oh, who are we scheduling to have on in the future?
Oh boy.
That's
Loaded question.
That's for us to know and y'all's to find out. You got to keep an eye on the old
We don't have a schedule, but you know,
Instagram. Hey, I gave us did you not give us a Twitter account today? Twitter. I know we got a TikTok that we don't use, but I think we got to start posting some of our our videos, the TikTok-y.
Well,
for some reason, that's where everybody is.
The problem is once we get on TikTok and start dancing, they're going to blow up and everybody's going to want us to dance.
What about having Andrew Dice on? If you have a hookup for Andrew Dice,
love to.
You let me know.
We're going to ask him.
Yeah, Dice is welcome anytime. I mean, fucking hickory dickory dock sucking my big fat cock or something like that. I don't know. He's welcome anytime. Oh, wait. I gotta go. We got a guest in the waiting room. Bye. There he is.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
How are you, man?
Here's somebody who knows how to use technology. The first try, we got video and audio.
This is my life. The Zoom is my day job. I go to school on Zoom.
It's become our everything too now.
I'm the Zoomiest.
Yeah.
You're everything, huh? Day job, school, you're a busy man.
Doing my best, you know.
Way too much stuff.
Just trying to stay afloat, I guess. I don't know. But which one's which?
He's the beard, I'm Dimples.
Wow.
Okay.
No, other way around.
You're gonna throw shit at him right away.
Other way around. Yeah, we had a flight attendant name us Dimples in the Beard one time on it. We were walking past her and she went, "Oh, here comes Dimples in the Beard."
Oh, I love it.
So when we went to start this thing, we're like, what do we do for a title? And that came back. So
remember that.
Here we are.
Hell yeah. And you guys came to some of the shows at Appleton?
Yeah, we were at the Saturday Late Show.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
that was a hot one. That was
great fucking show. Yeah. And I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass. I hadn't heard of you before, but you were fucking hilarious.
Why would you have?
You never know.
You never know. I mean, the whole but I hadn't, and when I was this guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was really
thanks, man.
Very enjoyable.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Let's introduce Mike O'Keefe, comedian out of Chicago, Illinois. Now we're in Wisconsin, so we got that rivalry. But I
don't think we do. I don't think we do.
You're a soccer
we don't
guy.
have. I love football. Footy's probably my number one sport right now. But I grew up right outside Detroit, and the Chicago thing. You guys fight it out all you want. That your one quarterback's drinking horse paste or whatever, and then
yes, he is.
And then the Bears are just it's just nonstop bummer city for them. You guys fight it out. And I will stay over here, waking up a couple hours early to watch soccer. That's usually what I'm doing.
Okay. So not a Lions fan?
How could you be?
Well,
I mean,
was my next question.
There's only so many horrible relationships you can be in as a human being. And if I can just, if one more lady can ruin my life and I don't watch the Lions, I think that's the call. I think that's the way to do it. You got a punch card and you can't have too many people ruining your life. So I get the Lions out of there.
Fair enough.
But you guys, congratulations. So far, so good.
Well,
I'm sure you guys will fuck it up the week that you usually fuck it up.
But, exactly. I'm not going to start watching until the Super Bowl because I've seen it all for the past 2 years. I don't need to go through it again.
If you're there, Oh, that I'll bet on the Packers because I feel like I'm keeping it in the Midwest somehow.
Sure.
And yeah, every year they screw me. It's a bummer. But I tell you what though, this is a very Lions Detroit sports fan thing. I've kind of adopted the Rams just because I want to watch Stafford win.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
He seems like a good dude, so I don't blame you there.
He did. He shared a Pornhub password with Clayton Kershaw.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, this is a thing that me and my college friends will talk about at any opportunity. Yeah.
Do share? What do you mean he shared?
I mean, you know how regular people will be like, "Oh man, I don't have Netflix," and their buddy will be like, "I'll give you my password." Yeah. Same thing with these two, but with the big PH, which they were like buddies in high school.
Yeah,
and they went in on a Pornhub password when they were like 17. So pretty cool.
I'm like lost. I wasn't sure if this was a true story or if you were fucking with us.
Oh no. There's way more salacious stuff that I can make up.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Like made up the most like wholesome fact you could possibly make up about a couple of buddies.
Well, yeah, Pornhub nowadays is nothing.
It's free.
Oh, come on.
Free of charge.
It is. Sure. It certainly is.
So what got you into soccer? Did you play as a kid?
So it was always something. My dad's from Ireland, and it was something my uncle over there really liked, and it was like a thing where I was like, oh, this is like a fancy thing. I like this. This is nice. And clubs have been around, teams have been around a lot longer than a professional team, and they're also they're not typically owned by like the same kind of entity that owns an American sports team. So they're allowed to have a little bit more of an identity. And like the team that I root for the most, Celtic, is like, it's a team that was started by Irish immigrants in Scotland. And, they wear a shamrock and all the fans wave Irish flags. And it's great. And it's like a way to kind of keep some sort of, cultural heritage kind of alive for me. And it's been great. It's been a really fun year so far too.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you. You ever been to a game over there?
I have not. No, that is as soon as everything opens back up a little bit more. That is stop number one.
Okay.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, big bucket list. Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Oh, for sure.
We were supposed to be making a trip over to Ireland for his birthday this coming year, and we don't know if that's going to happen either with you. So
yeah, it's tough. They locked down a little bit harder than we did.
Yeah.
Seems like
and they're still trying to like get back to normal. Man, I tell you what though, Appleton, you guys forgot there was even a thing.
Yeah. What, not a mask to be seen?
Oh no, not at all.
No,
it came to the point where like I would go into, if you're in Wisconsin, you go into like a gas station and you have your mask
trip
on. Yeah, quick trip. They're just like, they're just like, look at this plug. Check out this dork. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's got to be like you. I'm assuming with the traveling you like see both ends of the spectrum on that, huh?
Yeah, I was in Tacoma, Washington over the weekend, and it was the most restrictive I've seen since probably last summer.
Okay.
And it was everyone was masked up indoors. And I saw some people get tossed out of a bar for not wearing their masks when they went to the bathroom. They were hammered too.
Yeah.
But I think the reason was the mask thing. And they didn't put up a fight. They were just like, oh, I get it. I'm sorry. And they left.
Well, that's pretty good for somebody being drunk. Yeah, usually it's.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But that's just man, I've lived in Chicago for so long that now when people are nice to me, I'm really taken aback by it. It just throws me off. It's a very weird feeling.
What the fuck is happening right now? I don't know what to do.
It's like I'm in your way right now, aren't I? They're like, oh no, you're fine. And I'm like, okay.
So what brought you to Chicago? Are you drinking a Mai Tai?
No, I'm not.
You're just fucking with us when you said Mai Tais.
I do love a Mai Tai. That is my cocktail
Okay.
de joie.
We're wondering as this thing started, we're like, he's going to show up with like just a glass of scotch or something and be like, I tricked you fuckers into drinking Mai Tais.
No, I have I do what I like to do when I do a podcast, but a couple minutes before I'll put on my favorite album, which is Spotify Daily Playlist 3, my favorite album of all time. That's my stupid joke. And then I'll put a White Claw in a Yeti. And it makes me seem
yeah, you don't want to be seen cute with a can of White Claw.
I don't blame you hiding that can.
We were
and I like to keep it cold.
We were at an adults only campground a few summers ago, and the whole pool was filled with 20-year-olds drinking White Claw. It was fantastic.
It has become such a trademark. Like it's crazy. Everywhere. Yeah. But here's the thing though. I wish I could hate it. They're so drinkable.
Yeah.
And you can have like 40 and not feel fat. It's great. Yeah.
Well, they were slamming them. They were like shotgunning them and they were throwing them down. It was quite the scene of these. They were just like whatever. So drinkable because you don't really taste too much of the booze, right? And if you have a millennial dipshit office job, you're drinking LaCroix the whole time. So it's like adding a little bit of booze to a thing they're already drinking nonstop. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
This is a fact. That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
Mr. White Claw is quite the scientist.
Yes, he is,
and quite wealthy. So we are drinking Mai Tais tonight for you.
Cheers.
Free rums. Blah blah blah. We'll give it a whirl. Quite delicious. There you go.
So were you truly a punk rock lead singer?
Oh yeah, no, I was in bands in high school and stuff. Yeah, for sure. It was great. It was so much fun. And I'd like to kind of my thing. I don't know how I would even set this up, but I want to sing one more show, before it all comes crashing down.
Sure.
And I leave this mortal coil. That's one of my big things that I really want to do. But yeah, no, I was definitely in bands and stuff. And in Detroit, we played a lot of houses.
Okay.
And abandoned houses because we knew a guy with a generator. Yeah. And this is around the time when the city was doing really not good. So we did a lot of illegal stuff that it was not even worrying about the cops at all. Cause we were like, what are they gonna do to us? We're bringing industry to the city. It's great.
Creating jobs.
Sure. For sure. Yeah.
All right. So give me some, high school creative mind, punk rock, another creative mind. What's a couple of the names of the bands you were in?
Oh, they weren't that crazy. The two that stuck that I remember, one was called the Arrogant Bastards, that's fun, right? That's cool. And then the other one was called Sawchuck, but it's not a violence thing. That was just a guy who played for the Red Wings a long time ago was named Terry Sawchuck, and we just named our band after Terry Sawchuck. Not even a cool metal we're Sawchuck, we're gonna chop your head off. It's just hey, remember this old guy? We like him. That's really all it was.
Named our band after an old dude.
That's fine. Fair enough.
Super old, but he was a really tough, badass guy though. Sure. They made him. He was the first goalie to wear a mask because the doctor said if you get hit in the puck with the face again, hitting the face with a puck, boy oh boy,
damn my claws.
Yeah, I had half of one and I'm gone. This is terrible. If you get hit in that face again, there's a good chance you're gonna die. And so he was like, all right, I guess, do I wear a mask? And he was like, yeah, I don't know, try it. And it stuck. So he kind of invented the goalie mask out of necessity.
Yeah, it's insane that they used to play goalie without a mask on. I mean,
what? It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah, hockey guys, man.
Well, Detroit, hockey's huge there.
Oh, I loved it. I still love it.
Okay, all right. The Red
Yeah,
Wing, obviously.
the Red Wings are like my favorite American pro sports team, I think. Yeah.
Sure. And unlike the Lions, they won a lot.
Oh yeah, that was during when I was a young man. That was back when I was sowing my oats.
Yeah, perfect.
And by that just means being 8, right? That's what sowing is. Yeah, I was 8 the first time they won the cup, and it was just like the biggest thing. And but got to shoot fireworks off. It was the best.
Tip over a few cars.
Cool. Awesome.
Oh my, of course, yeah. I would, you'd put a bunch of bars of soap in a stock, and you'd hit your neighbor with it. Just fun stuff, fun celebratory stuff.
So, was punk rock an ambition? Like, I'm going to do this, or just for fun? And then what was the transition into comedy? Or were you?
That's the most ironic question ever asked. Is punk rock an ambition?
That's true. Too,
Not at all. Not at all. Every single band is just like, we're poor and we're mad. It's like, no, it was just, the things that I like, I get really into. And I remember hearing Green Day first. If anyone who's around my age doesn't tell you that Green Day was the first time they heard quote unquote punk music, they're 100% lying. They're all lying. It's all fake bullshit because because Green Day is my generation's like U2.
Sure.
Like they can't fail. Like it was like U2 and then REM and then Green Day. I think those are the big generational bands. But I always went full in on stuff. Like I really committed to stuff. And so it wasn't just like, oh, Green Day is this band. It was like, oh, they cover Operation Ivy. What's Operation Ivy? Oh, they're this awesome, crazy band. What bands did these guys go on and be in? Rancid. Who else is in Rancid? Oh, what are his bands? So like you just get this musical tree. So that's how I got more into it. And then eventually it's not just like, oh, I like these albums to listen to. It's like, oh, I like going to see shows, and like there's this local thing and kind of this DIY ethos built into punk rock. And it's really easy to be like an active member in the scene, even more so now, just with the internet and stuff. And then I knew I was going to go to college, and I did. And yeah, right. Isn't that great? And the entire time, congruently with punk, I'm like, I just love comedy, like all comedy things. And I'm, watching Friday Night Block on Comedy Central stand up, and I'm getting really into it. And I start going to shows at the club in Ann Arbor, where I grew up, the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase, like as a teenager. And then that all happens at the same time, kind of. And then I'm in college for half a semester. I start dating this woman that I had been pining after for years and years of pining. It's happened. Yeah. I can't believe it. We did it.
Yay.
And then 6 months later, completely broke up, cheated on me. She married the guy she cheated on me with. We were 19, so I say that's fair game.
Boo her, but anyways.
Yeah, she's fine. I'll tell you guys her name. It's Britney Spears. And so really,
well, she's free now. Good job.
She is. It only took her however many years it's been since we broke up in 2009. But so yeah, breakup happens, and I'm like, oh, I'll show her. I'll do stand-up comedy. And then 13 years later, I'm talking to dimples in the beard.
Yeah, I did have that question. So have you fucked Zach Braff?
Oh my God, you guys did research. Good for you guys. That's crazy. I haven't done that joke in so long. No, I haven't.
Well, to be fair, we're both big Scrubs fans. We actually did a full episode on Scrubs and how much we love Scrubs. So when I saw, when you Google Mike O'Keefe and you get Mike O'Keefe and Zach Braff, I'm like, what the fuck's that about?
It's a weird thing. Yeah. It's such a crazy thing that joke did so well on the internet. Isn't that great? It's so weird.
it's got to be different how just like that, how just one joke can be pulled from a half-hour set and get turned into a little video and become the biggest thing for you.
It's very weird. It's very weird. It's not even that was like 9 years ago. It's very weird. It's weird, but
Did he
I
ever
look
reach
the
out to you or
same.
anything?
So no, he has no idea.
It was a good fucking joke. So 9 years later, it still plays.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Zach Braff, whenever they put Scrubs on another streaming service, it gets like another 100, 200 views. That video. It's such a weird thing, but yeah.
Awesome.
It's good for him. Good for him.
So now our listeners have to go look it up.
That college girl.
Well,
which he's still doing. His wife is like 25 now. I think. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. He does well for himself apparently.
Well, he is Zach Braff.
I know, right? So, well, I mean, he's a doctor. All these ladies want to take doctors.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's funny. Like, so you got the kind of comedy as a revenge factor.
I think it was really, I have all this negative energy. Let's try and channel it into something positive. I think it was way more than that, than revenge. I think it was really just like, let's take all this bad juice and try and put it into something that isn't schoolwork. I think.
So was it like an open mic thing that you started first time?
Yep. Yeah. The first time I went up was at the Comedy Castle in Detroit, which is I'm there February 10th through the 12th. So
there you go.
Back. You can take a picture of me next to my picture that's on the wall. It'll be a good time for all of us. Like an MC Escher painting. It'll be great.
And so was that first night? I don't want to say like my ex-girlfriend night where you kind of telling jokes about her, or what? Did you have material up to that?
No.
How do you go from I'll give it a try, and what did you pick to say?
I think I wrote the lyrics for the bands that I was in. So I think like I would just journal a lot. And then eventually that started becoming like funny. And so I did that, and I had like been writing stand-up for a while. And then I eventually just was like, okay, here we go. We got to do it. And I did it. And I remember I got like 2 or 3 laughs, and the rest was just god awful. But that was enough for me to be like, all right, I'm going to keep doing this, and let's see where we go.
The rush of getting up there in front of people.
Yeah. That and it being I'm an only child. And so it being the most solitary art form, I think, really lended itself to me,
All right. So how long were you between your first open mic night and your second time? Were you like, let's get right back into it, or did it take you a while because of only 2 laughs? Like, I need to refine this a little bit.
Yeah. I wish I would have refined more. I went up 5 days later, I think. I went up 5 days later.
Nice.
Yeah. Because instead of it being like, I've always used the keep knocking on the same door thing, or like at least that point in my life, I was just trying to bust down one wall. Yeah. So I remember I did like, I wrote an entire different 5 minutes because I didn't realize that you could like refine the same material.
Oh, sure.
I thought you had to write a new set each time. And eventually I learned that that's not what you do. But yeah, I remember the second time I had 5 whole other minutes, and I probably got the same amount of laughs. And I probably got that same amount of laughs until probably for the next 12 years. And I just got good about 6 months ago.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Maybe did you end up with COVID and that maybe changed things for you or something?
No, I had COVID back in 97. I've had it for a while.
That's good. That's good. It was much more mild back then.
Oh my God. It was like, it was like a sprained wrist. It was nothing. That probably hurts though, sprained wrist.
It was like a cold back then.
Yeah. It was like, you sneeze once, COVID's out of you.
There you go.
So now that once you learned, I can refine jokes. Did you ever go back to those original jokes and try and refine them, or just moved on?
Nah, maybe, probably.
Oh,
I don't think so. I don't know. I really don't know. There's so much that I wish I would have remembered. And it's questions like that that really made me go, I wonder what those jokes were. Like, I don't even know if they were, like, they're all so far from my head at this point. So
do you keep all your journals? I heard one time Jerry Seinfeld has every journal he's ever written something down in a room, but I suppose he could probably buy a house just for his journals.
Yeah. He's also a psychopath. He's a nut bar when it comes to stuff like that. No, I don't have. And Jerry, if you're out there listening, I don't really think you're a psychopath. I just think you keep a lot of stuff, and you're very fastidious, and that's admirable for.
I think you're safe,
such as me. Yeah, okay.
I think you're safe.
I don't know who listens to these things anymore.
It'll be this episode. It'll be the three of us. Okay,
great. Awesome. You're right. I have been bombing so far. I have been really chunking it. And this backpedal on the Seinfeld thing, not helping. Oh no, yeah, I keep a lot of stuff. But now the best thing is I have the Google Corporation and their Docs product is fantastic, because I have a Google Doc I've been working on for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And it's literally everything from the last 2.5 years, which is great. It's super helpful. Yeah.
As long as Google doesn't lose that fucking document on you.
Honestly, if they did lose it, I'd be like, well,
start over.
What are they going to do with it? Like, it's like, I don't know who found it, but they are fucked.
Yeah. Somebody stole it. They're going to be funny. Aha, jokes on them.
Yeah. It's like the worst version of National Treasure. We're like, we got to find. Oh, look at this map. We got to find a guy talking about his pubes or whatever.
Wait, is this in reference to the Pickles Cage shirt?
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, my daughter got this for me because she knows I don't like Nicolas Cage.
Why not? Why don't you like him? What's your problem with the?
I like his early movies, and then he just took a bomb, and he's just been out of my rotation of movies. But
I get that. Well, he's putting out so many, and they're all so
right.
I tell you what you should see though. I tell you what you should see though, and this will 100% get you back on the Nicolas Cage train, and possibly. You need to see it with the way that I went into it. I thought of it as a kind of sequel to Leaving Las Vegas. It's a movie he was in this past year called Pig.
I love that.
Have you heard of Pig? Pig's amazing. Pig
is amazing. I was gonna say
it's so good.
That has brought me back a little bit.
Yes, fantastic. Yeah, I loved Pig. Pig was good. I didn't like Mother that much.
Correct.
Wasn't a fan of Mother, but Pig, man, just weeping.
Loved it. I have actually reached out to the writer-director to see if he would get on our podcast, because I love that movie so much.
That'd be awesome. That'd be a huge get.
Yeah.
I tell you,
first time hearing of this.
No, I told you don't listen to me.
I tell you what else you should reach out to. You should reach out to that Pig. You gotta get that Pig.
Yeah. I gotta see. God damn it! I'm out of the joke. I gotta see the movie.
Yeah, I don't want you to know anything else about
no spoiler
because it's so good.
Agreed. I agree. Really good. I agree with you. It was one of my favorite movies last year.
Yeah, it was great. It was. It is a thing that the less you know, the more you're gonna enjoy.
Absolutely, you are correct.
For sure.
Yeah.
Either way, so you got 2 thumbs up, 2 people for Pig.
I'll watch it.
Everybody,
I'll watch it. I don't have the Nick Cage hate in me like some people do.
I mean, he is in some of like Raising Arizona is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. Like, I love Raising Arizona so much.
That's back when I liked them.
Yeah, I love that.
Con Air came out is when I was done with them, and everybody loves Con Air, and I hate Con Air.
Well, the great Dave Chappelle is in that movie. It's one of his.
As is John Malkovich as Cyrus the Virus.
Yeah.
All right.
The one and only.
Talked about more. This is the last thing I want to say about Nicolas Cage. He has a movie coming out
where he kind of plays himself.
Yes, that looks fun.
But we'd have him on
that.
Well, Nick, we'll have you on the podcast if you want to come on though. Let's get that straight.
Oh, I think Nick Cage is at my house. What? It's me, Nick Cage. What's that, a White Claw? Oh, cool. All right, I'm out of here. Bye. And then that's popping from the Cage Man.
Love it.
Pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. The dimples in the beard morning radio extravaganza.
Oh God.
So you were a DJ too.
Oh, I guess. Yeah. That was a short week. At Michigan State, where I went to college, they auditioned me to be on the alt rock college radio station, and they're like, "Yeah, we like you. Our only opening is from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m." And I said, "I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that." Yeah, that
would require being sober at 2 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't sound very college like.
Not at all. Not at all. It was bad. I was like, you guys know I go to classes and stuff. And they're like, yeah, that's all we got. And I was like, all right.
Okay.
See you later. Yeah.
So you went to college, but you just said prior that you're still taking classes. Did you finish college or are you just expanding on it?
I did finish in 2012 for the first time. And then I have had a series of day jobs throughout my time as a stand-up comedian. The best of which I got in October of 2019 and was let go of in May of 2020 because the job involved me going to restaurants and showing them how to use a software, which is tough to do when all the restaurants are closed.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Well, if you could have found a way, you'd have still have a job. I'm just saying.
I know, right? I wasn't. That is some of the reasoning they'll give you in the tech world. Be like, well, you should have been a little bit more brilliant, like I am. I was like, shut up, Elon, you dick. But no, all of my
opinions by the guests are not the host.
Oh my God, Elon, you're going to be the best comedian in the world, buddy. Just get up there.
Is he's trying stand-up comedy?
He's like, he tweets about stand-up all the time. Oh. And he's just like, I'm gonna do it. I love comedy so much. I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, you can't relate to anyone.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, don't you hate it when there's other billionaires and you're not just the only billionaire? It's terrible, right? Yeah, sure.
Goddamn Bezos is going to space. Fuck.
Yeah.
So sorry to interrupt.
I hate all those guys.
But that drove you to go back to college?
Yeah. I'm getting a degree in teaching, in the art of teaching. Nice. Secondary education history. I'm going to be a history teacher.
Oh shit!
I'm very excited. I just applied for graduation today, so I graduate in May, and then I'll be in the job market after that. So
awesome! Congratulations. That's cool.
Thank you.
Big history buff, obviously.
Love it. Yes, love it.
Awesome.
I love it. I love the past. I love our first president, John Kennedy. I love Julius Caesar. I love all these guys.
I don't know if that education is doing so well.
Oh, it's doing great. We're learning all about Henry V and Slamilton. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, good for
it's
you.
Be so good. I can't wait.
What brought you to Chicago?
Chicago is the city that everyone who went to every Big Ten school gets transported to immediately after they graduate. It's it's just where everyone goes. And I was just like, they have stand up there and I can, be an office temp, which is like my undergraduate degree is in political science and creative writing. So
okay.
Yeah, not a, not ended up on Wall Street. So I went in and, filed a lot of papers and, filled water coolers and stuff and just did stand up at night because I could do it.
Yeah.
And and I never, New York and LA are great and I love visiting. And now with the internet and kind of the life I've built here, I don't really think making that move is in the cards. And I think before, if I would have made it, I would have hated it. So it's a weird impasse. But
you're right where you should be.
Yeah, I love it here. Chicago's a great town. It's my kind of town, frankly.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, if you're from Detroit, Chicago should be a nice fit.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Sure.
You ever want to get into Second City?
No, not at all. Not at all. Well,
okay.
That's all improv, and it would be like starting from scratch from a new thing. And then the great thing about stand-up is they pay you for it. And that's not the case. That's not the case with improv for the first 20 years you do it. It's a really tough racket, especially in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, was last time, how many times were you in at Skyline in Appleton?
Oh, Appleton is one of my favorite. Skyline's one of my favorite clubs in the world. I have been coming there since I started being a professional comedian.
Well, we're both good friends with Cliff that used to own it.
Oh, hell yeah. Tell him I said hi, please.
Absolutely.
Cliff gave me one of my first shots on the road when I was
that's awesome.
Starting up. Yeah, I love Cliff. The club now, as you guys have seen, is the new owners are great. I think they're doing a wonderful job with it.
Yeah.
And especially since they're still booking me. That's my favorite thing they've done so far. Yeah, they're great. And the club is
fun club.
It's great. It's been one of my highlights of the year for forever, and everyone's so awesome up there. And I like my sweet spot. I've noticed is a hard drinking town with a college in it. That's there you go. A hot spot for me. Yeah, those are my favorite. Those are my favorite weekends. Yeah.
Well,
let me ask you guys. Hell yeah. Let me ask you guys this though. What's your favorite bar in town in Appleton, Wisconsin?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, right away I think Cleo's because
there it is. That's the right answer.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's a place you definitely have to see. So
good drinks and great drinks.
Yeah, for sure. Sean Patton, who's my buddy who I was with last time I was up there. This is a week. This is December 18th. I'm like, yeah, we gotta go to Cleo's. It's like a Christmas bar.
Yeah.
And then Sean's just every bar is a Christmas bar right now. It doesn't matter.
Wrong time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But Cleo's is great. Cleo's is the best.
And of course Riverside right there, because I'm sure you were at Riverside right next to the club.
That's another place we went to. That place was very, very, very fun. Yeah. That place reminded me a lot of the bars that were in Michigan between Detroit and Lansing in no man's land, where it's just a roadside thing, but everyone there is a regular and everyone's just so nice and fun. And let me ask you guys this. I'm sorry to take over the interviewing.
That's all right.
But beer dice, where do you guys land on beer dice? Do you like to play it? Do you hate it? Do you know the rules? Do the rules change every time to confuse out-of-towners and take our money? What's the deal?
There are certainly, I mean, I love playing dice at the bar.
Yes.
But there's certainly some of that. The rules are generally the same.
Yeah.
But then some cities tweak things up a little bit, but it's generally the same game.
So just when you think you got it, somebody comes in and changes.
Unless you're from Illinois, then it's bar wins every time.
Tell the people what you call people from Illinois.
Oh, fibs? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you were
So
almost there with
meaningless.
the arrogant bastards. So
Yeah. This is a fab.
Good call.
Ruining
Good
the
call.
fabs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago's,
Everyone,
Chicago's a great town though, man.
oh, for sure. Yeah. It's a lovely place to live. And it's
place to
really,
visit.
really, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Chicago is my peak level of hustle and bustle. That's the most hustle. Any more hustle and bustle than that, and I lose all the desire for being alive. It's just too much sometimes.
So I have to ask a Chicagonian. Is that how we say it? Chicagonian?
I don't know.
I don't know. I gotta ask somebody.
He's not there. He just lives there. He's not from there.
Well, I know, but you've lived there long enough.
I've been here over a decade. Yeah.
There you go. So you're Chicago. You're Chicago.
Yeah, for sure.
My favorite bar down there is 3 Dots and a Dash.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. Okay.
Do Chicago people even know what that is, or
have you been?
It's I've been there. Yeah.
Okay.
As a tiki guy, which we've talked so little about that, but yeah, I'm a big tiki dude.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been to 3 Dots and a Dash for my birthday a couple times.
Nice.
And boy, oh boy, it's an experience.
Yeah,
it's an experience.
Yeah.
And the fact that that those nights haven't ended in explosions is great. But yeah, that's a good one. There was another place that just closed out here called Lost Lake. That was another great tiki spot.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that the thing, 3 Dots and a Dash, as great as it is in a neighborhood that no one in town ever wants to go to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that downtown section, never.
Wow. Okay.
Absolutely never.
We typically go there every time we go to Chicago. We try to go there every time.
Well, I mean, going to 3 Dots and Dashes, that's great.
Yes,
that's a good thing to do. But if you're spending the whole time down there,
yeah, no,
you're missing out on the whole city, man.
Right,
right. That's just a couple of blocks of like what we show off.
Yeah.
When people from out of town are in, like, that's, if your mom comes to visit you, you'll be like, oh, we'll go to a fancy restaurant downtown.
Yeah.
But that's not normal everyday Chicago at all.
Sure.
Yeah.
So much fun. I kind of miss it.
I do too. I haven't been down there in quite a while. Thanks.
They're still going strong, man. They had a little patio set up during COVID. They're doing their thing for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, if anything, they're like downstairs, very confined. So it's like there's no circulation down there.
It's a very weird, deep, dark basement. But you'll forget all about your troubles down there.
What's the drink that we only allowed one?
There's
like 2 of them. That they only allow you to drink one because there's so much booze in it.
Yeah, but the best part is that they taste, and that's the magic of tiki.
Yeah,
is that it just tastes like juice, and then you try and stand up, and you're on the ground. So it's a problem down there.
My favorite part is watching them create these drinks.
Right.
Wow, that's the technology, or whatever you want to call it, science is more
mixology.
Like mixology.
Yeah.
Just watching them is enough. But now I want to go back. We got to go back, man.
Yeah.
Surgeons. They're like surgeons.
They are.
So you're an Irish dude. You got a favorite whiskey? Are you a whiskey drinker at all?
Yes, I am. And Powers is my go-to. I like Powers a little bit more than Jameson's. If you got a couple of bucks in your pocket, there's nothing wrong with a nice Redbreast or a Clontarf. Okay. But everyday stuff, I'm a Powers man for sure. I like Powers a lot. Sure. Yeah.
I'm an Irish man myself.
Yeah.
Fitzgerald.
Ooh, there you go. All right. What's your go-to when it comes to the Mountain Dew?
Tullamore Dew.
Oh, Tully's. Okay. All right.
Tully's my fave.
Fair. It's a fair answer.
Redbreast I enjoy a lot.
If you get like a nice vintage Redbreast, it's it can really sing. I like them. I like it a little mossier.
Okay.
Yeah, like a mossy. How about you, the beard? What's your?
I am definitely not a whiskey drinker. but
okay.
But I can't like if I'm going to drink it, I do like Tullamore Dew as well. It's
Okay.
got a little bit of sweetness. It's not quite so.
Yeah.
I feel like it's whiskey for beginners. Got a little bit of.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong about that. It's very nice and light.
Yeah,
Very nice, yeah.
Definitely. Have you guys ever had the misfortune of having someone from Chicago make you drink Malort? Do you guys know Malort?
I've heard of this. Yes, we were down there somewhere. Isn't there like a bar dedicated to this or something?
I don't know about that, but it's definitely in all the bars.
Okay.
And yeah, it's the worst thing. And it's that much like going downtown and the Garrett's popcorn and the deep dish pizza. That is just for people who are here for a weekend.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you got to try this because it's not anywhere else. And here you go. But just everyday Chicago stuff, that's definitely not on the menu at all because it tastes like a pine needle's dick. It is bad.
Oh, delicious.
Yes.
I want some.
Yeah.
So how was last night's best night ever? You host that every week or pretty much every week?
Yeah. Last week was our first one back since kind of Omicron hit.
Sure.
And yeah, it's the best. I've been running that in some capacity since 2016, so almost 6 years now. And yeah, I love it. It's the best. And if any of your listeners are ever in Chicago, let me know if you want to come to the show on Tuesday and we'll comp you in. Yeah, no problem at all. I just try and fill that room out. We moved from the G-Man, which is right next to Metro. It was like a big rowdy punk bar. We moved to this place called the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago, which is our little clubhouse for stand-up comedy. There's 3 showrooms in there and they do some classes. There's this awesome bar area and they have shows 7 nights a week and it's great. It's so much fun. And we were the first show back after this little break because of Omicron. And yeah, it was an honor and it was packed out and everyone had a blast. And yeah, it's the highlight of my week. And I love working on it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you asking.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what is a typical Tuesday night for that? You're the host, correct?
Yeah, I'll host, and then I will put up 6, 7 comics. I have a couple people who help me out, and a guy named Max Shanker who's very funny, and a woman named Elsie Howe who's great as well. And yeah, it's I try and book funny comedians. That's really my goal. I really try and have funny people on
that makes sense.
Thanks for that. Yeah. The audience appreciates that.
So
but even more than that, I try and book a bunch of different styles comedically, just so it's not a bunch of dudes who look like me talking about how they're weird and they drink a lot or whatever. So it's I like to have a nice like different show. I try and book the show that I would pay money to go see. That's really my gauge.
There you go. So
you you book all the shows every Tuesday, huh?
Yeah, it's my little baby. I give away the prizes. We have a segment where we give people prizes if they tell us about their day. Oh. And yeah, it's a blast. It's really fun. It's really a treat. I love it.
Nice.
Right. Well, there you go. We'll have to go check it out.
Aspire to get Tuesday night Chicago road trip. There you go.
Come on down, fellas.
Well, we'll do that. Absolutely.
Nice.
So here's the part where I compliment you and you get uncomfortable. I
can't wait.
And this is no offense to this, but even if you weren't telling a funny joke, you would be funny. Your stage delivery is so perfect.
Thanks, man.
Your delivery just cracks me up. Like all your jokes are funny, so go see them. But even if they weren't,
you just throw that in.
Yeah. Even if they weren't, you're perfect on stage.
I love the idea of you halfway through a compliment accidentally thinking it's a backhanded compliment. Like that was Pete Sampras, baby. You were forehand, you were backhand, you were everywhere. That was great. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm nervous to ever say to a comedian, even if you weren't funny,
You should be.
I knew what you meant. It's totally fine. Yeah. But no, I appreciate that. Thank you. That's something that I have really always liked is the performing part of it. and I try and just one of the big breakthroughs for me as a comedian, and this might be a little bit too in the weeds, but was when I learned how to become three-dimensional, if that makes sense, where it's not just I'm saying this, but I'm also moving my body in a certain way, moving my eyes and my head in a certain way, to accentuate certain things. That was like a huge kind of breakthrough for me. So thank you very much. I take that compliment, and I'll not make it weird. So thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome, for sure. I'm not going to compliment them anymore.
I ruined it again. Oh,
comedians, just as a general rule, do not like to be complimented. Correct? Like you don't ever want any.
It's simultaneously the most uncomfortable thing in the world, yet the only thing we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
like it's like, oh, it's weird when they say nice things to me, but they better fucking say nice things to me. I swear to God, it's such a weird thing. But
well, you're obviously doing something terrific because you're still in it. How many years later? And we enjoyed you immensely the night of the Skyline that we wanted to talk to you.
It's crazy. Oh, I tell you what, man, did you the show before you guys were at the late show? The early show was one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had on stage.
Okay, we know somebody got kicked out because we saw them going out as we were
going shit out, so okay, yeah,
please tell the story.
That's true.
Okay,
and by the way, I just pulled my glass of Tullamore up. So
oh, nice, very nice. So this was such a weird thing that happened, and I want to say at the jump, like everything was handled to the best of everyone's abilities. Like the club did an amazing job of diffusing the situation. Okay. I've luckily been around the block enough times that I knew what to do. And it was all handled perfectly. Okay, so Saturday early show, which is like, it's sold out. It's the cherry show. It's so easy. Skyline early show Saturday. If you bomb, you suck. You're terrible at comedy. You should go back to wherever. So it goes well, and then there's a joke kind of early in the set I was doing where I mention how I don't like going to weddings. If I want to drink 15 beers in my suit, I'll do it alone like I usually do. So I say that, and then a guy goes, yeah, that's what I like to do. Hell yeah. All right. Yeah, just like me. And just yells that out like in a pause. So it's like everyone hears him. It's very weird. He's also pumping his fist like that when he's yelling at me, so everyone can also see him. And so he does that. I'm super dumbfounded. And when something random like that happens, I just like look around like they're not talking to me.
Right.
Because like it's an easy thing to just get it out of there. And I'm just like, all right, okay, very good, sir. Thank you for letting all of us know. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I talk again. He yells out again, and I go, are you sure you're still? Did you hear me from the last time or no? Because I said it into the microphone, right? And like that gets a laugh. He does it again, and then my rule has always been three times, and then I'm allowed to say whatever I want to you. It's like I'm obviously don't want to talk to you. I obviously don't want to talk to you. I don't want to yell at you because that's just going to make everything weird, and no one wants that. And so I just go, listen, sir, I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. Please shut the fuck up. You need to shut the fuck up. You just need to. And so that like kind of,
please.
Yeah, I say exactly. I said, please. And so that kind of turns it. And then he just keeps yelling, I'm just doing what you're doing. And I'm like, oh, sir, I got a microphone and lights on me and a paycheck in my pocket. You're not doing what I'm doing. I assure you of that. And he goes, oh, come on. And I'm like, no, man, this is done. We're not doing this anymore. And he goes, oh, what? And I go, can someone get him a Diet Coke, which is industry. It's amazing how well it worked, because it's supposed to be like the secret code. But I didn't tell the bouncers that was like code or whatever.
Yeah.
But I said, hey, let's get them some Diet Cokes. And then they were escorted out like immediately. And it was just like this crazy thing where that got like a huge applause break, and literally everyone in the crowd just clapped him out. And it was great. And like, it got everyone on my side. And I kind of, I gave as much of a running commentary as I wanted to, because I was really like hanging on to, all right, a very weird thing happened and you've somehow got out of it. Do not yell. Do not make this any worse. Just wait until this is gone. So I just like, the guy had a turtleneck on. So I like made fun of his turtleneck, which is like, I mean, if you're going to be a 60-year-old dude at a comedy show who knows he's going to yell something, just wear the simplest shit. You can't flounce it up with probably a Super Bowl 31 logo right here. That's when he got it. He just keeps wearing it. It was 31, right? With the first one.
Ooh.
Against Bledsoe. God, I remember watching that Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's got to be about that.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was 96.
You know better than us.
It was 96. So I don't even know what Super Bowl they're on now. So
yeah, I mean, I love that team though. Favre and Freeman and Rison, all those
Andre
guys.
Rison,
Yeah, fun team.
Yeah.
Fun.
Mark Chimura with the Superman tattoo.
Hot tub man.
Before he got in the hot tub, yeah.
But looking back, that whole team had issues with their bodies and their desires.
There was a few of them for sure. Yeah.
But it eventually gets to the point where they're clapping him out. I'm giving like this commentary. I'm like making fun of him. And then I'm like, okay, is everyone all right? And then they're like, yeah, they clap again. I'm like, all right, that was cool that you guys are all on my side, but I still have to do another hour and a half of comedy. And like that gets a big laugh. And so we go back into it. And so I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to start that joke over. And we go back into it. And I can still hear this woman yelling at the manager through the curtain.
Oh God.
and so I make a pause, and then just very faintly in the back, you just hear, it's shit. Getting heckled from beyond the world. It's so weird. But yeah, they eventually got the boot. And I remember I came off stage, and like I've known Sean for almost 10 years now, and he just went he didn't see any of it. He wasn't in the room. And I walk off stage, he just goes, did you see a ghost or something? What's going on? I'm like, oh, it's fine. And I'm shaking, walking back to the green room. But all's well that ends well. But he was, they got taken out very quickly, and the club did a pretty aming job. Yeah, it was a while.
To see you guys.
It was a while.
We don't want to hear. We're not there to hear him. And but what's funny is because there was more comedy. By the time we got there, they were downstairs like
bitching in the lobby.
At the lobby.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But
so they were just like in the lobby? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, that building is what, 3 floors or whatever, and it comes down to it. So yeah, they were down in the lower lobby.
Just kind of say, okay, don't say anything. Be quiet, because they'll kick you out if you say one word. So they played it off like they were super innocent.
That's always what they say.
And everybody was walking up, as you could tell they were hammered, and they're like, all right, whatever. Goodbye.
Yeah. If you look at the Yelp page of any comedy club, you will undoubtedly find a review that says, "Oh, they kick you out for laughing."
Yeah, right.
It's not what happened at all. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
You guys are you guys are used to a couple people yelling shit at you. You're done. You move on.
Yeah.
But
it got worse after the pandemic for sure, because no one. everyone forgot how to act in public. Everyone had to like retrain themselves and like relearn the rules of like the social construct when people are in public. It's very interesting. So I've seen so many like weird fights at bars since they opened back up. It's very weird. And fighting's not COVID safe. What are we doing? Get out of here.
That's true.
Blood on everybody else.
Yeah.
Unless you wipe off your hands with like the sanitated wipes before you punch them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad you guys are back out on the road because it's fun to go and laugh, just to laugh,
Hell yeah. Everyone needs a little giggle.
So thinking of giggling, what's a couple of your biggest influences as comedians as a child growing up? And
oh yeah, for sure. The biggest one was probably and this is going to sound like I'm a weirdo, but it's probably Don Rickles.
Oh yeah.
I love Rickles so much.
Yep.
Because he is a very unsightly man. He's not good looking. He's just like this, he looks like a thumb. But like because his only mode was being funny, that was the only thing he knew how to do, like as a human, he was allowed to be friends with like the coolest dudes in Hollywood and say whatever he wanted to their faces. Like he's a quote unquote insult comic, and he got to perform at a presidential inauguration. Like that's insane.
Right.
And so just like that really kind of opened up a lot for me, where it was like, oh, this guy is you can tell that he's kidding, and he has a warmth. He really does have a warmth about him when he's saying these horrible things. But that's like the key, is like that dichotomy of like, you can say whatever you want, but people need to believe in your personality. And that was huge for me. Yeah. That, and I remember, I think he's gone downhill the most that a comedian can go downhill, but Dave Chappelle's Killing Him Softly is like one of the greatest hours of comedy ever. Yeah. I love that special so much. And then, Dave Attell was huge for me, and Brian Regan was really big.
Okay.
A lot of those guys were great. Yeah. So that's kind of like my wheelhouse. And then working with Maria Bamford when I was kind of newer in comedy was huge too, because she's just so unique and is like really herself. That was a huge one for me too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are kind of all my bigger influences. And of course, not Jeff Dunham, but Walter. I love Walter.
He is the highlight of the show for sure.
Oh yeah, I don't need that guy on a stick. I don't need that. I just need Walter.
You need Walter, perfect. Yeah. Wasn't it always? It was kind of always said that you want to be insulted by Don Rickles. That's like was the biggest honor, is to be insulted by him.
Yeah.
I mean the dude kissed Frank Sinatra on Johnny Carson. Oh, like
so I did have the honor of seeing Don Rickles years ago in Vegas.
Nice. What how many years ago, and how many songs did he sing?
Shoot.
I'm
looking at the book.
Frame. That's awesome.
No, I don't. We went out to see the Who.
Oh, right on.
In Vegas, and John also died, but that's a different story. The night before our show, different story. But
oh my God, that's crazy. You traveled to see that. Wow, that's nuts.
That's when he died with a hooker and cocaine the night before.
I remember very well. Wow, that's crazy.
So the night he died, we got in the day before, and I said, "What are we gonna do?" No plan. Don Rickles, we're gone. So me and my wife had gone. Woke up. John Rickles died, and then we went off to Don Rickles. One of the greatest. So I've been divorced over 18 years. So 20 years ago.
Wow.
But
I thought you were going to say a number of times.
Oh, I wish.
Instead of a number of years. I thought you were going to say, I've been divorced 18 times. You said years. No, that's way better. That's better. It's way better.
But to your point, the guy was, I don't know how old he was at the time, 70, and he was up there. Yes, to your point, he was singing and he was dancing and he was just giving her. I mean, that was hour, 20 minutes of just pure enjoyment.
Yeah. I saw him
giving it.
For sure. Yeah. I saw him when I was very new, and I know I saw him before I started comedy. I saw him my senior year of high school, which is such a weird time to go. And like my dad had to go with me because I was like 18 and I couldn't go to Andiamo's Italian dinner theater in Wyandotte, Michigan alone. So I had to have my dad bring me. And it was great. It was like such a lovely night. And the dinner part of it what like really added to a lot of it for me. I don't know why, but it just felt like old Hollywood show business.
Yeah.
It's like, you have a prime rib and then you fall asleep to the comedian because you just ate a huge prime rib. But yeah, it was great. It was that. Yeah, it was. And I was really surprised that he was going to sing because he was like in his probably his early 80s then. Mm-hmm. And then he's just like, oh, okay, hit it, boys. I Yankee Doodle down. So
and he was so good. He is such an entertainment. Yeah, one of my favorite shows ever is just watching him.
Hell yeah, man. Riggles is the best.
I know all the insults throughout the thing with couples, but then at the end of our show, he gave each table a bottle of champagne that he insulted, because he was a great guy. So
yeah.
That excited me when you said that.
Yeah. You need that little bit of like when you insult someone, you need that little like, I'm kidding, right, pal? Like I feel like that's the most important part is to have, you can say whatever you want, but then if you're not winking at the end of it, you're just kind of a dick. In my opinion. But
well, especially nowadays.
But your point, delivery, boy, his delivery was
timing. I learned so much timing from Rickles, man. He's the best at it. Yeah, him and another guy who uses their voice so well it was Brian Regan, who I love, one of my bigger influences. Yeah, he does a great. He's so great at using his voice as a muscle. And now one of my buddies, this dude Steve Rogers, is his opener on the road, and he's got he gets to go on the bus and talk shop with Regan, and it's great. And he's even I've got to meet him once, and he's so great to younger comedians. Like
that's cool.
He just loves being a comedian still, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Our buddy Mike mentions Brian Regan a lot.
Yeah.
Mike Merrifield.
Oh yeah. Me and Merrifield worked together.
Good friend of ours.
Hell yeah. The day after Christmas in 2014. Yeah. At a place in what's like halfway between Appleton and Minneapolis?
Eau Claire or Wausau?
It was Wausau.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. It was terrible. There was a huge snowstorm. No, the shows were good, but like I had to drive from Michigan to up there in one day, the day after Christmas. I'm like so hungover and it was great. Those are really fun shows. And I just remember it snowed so much. And I did donuts in the parking lot in my car.
Mike was one of our first guests on the podcast back before we even did video. He was actually came and sat down with us, and we had to split it into 2 episodes because he talked so much.
So
good to see that not a lot's changed.
It's very cool. Yeah. We're like, cool. we're gonna tap our who we know. Hey, Mike, come on in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, good guy.
That's what you got to do, man. What you got to do. The podcast that I've done.
Yeah, education, education.
I was just gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, still, I haven't done an episode in probably about 9 months, but if you want to go listen to them, go listen to them. It's fun. It's great.
Yeah.
Talking to comics about school. It's a good time. There's some good episodes in there.
So why school?
That I'm really proud of.
Because that's where you got.
Well, I mean,
class clown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I was going back into DePaul. I was going back to college when I started it, and then I just was like, oh, there's probably something here, and it was like in the thick lockdown times. So yeah, it was like easy to do on Zoom, and I got to have like, you know, guys I started with comedy who live in LA now were on it. Like my buddy Ben Roy, who I think is one of the best comics in the country right now. He lives in Denver. He was on it. Yeah, it was a really, really fun thing. But yeah, it's tough when you have to do everything once a week.
Yeah.
It's a lot sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's dedication. Yep.
I was gonna say, I was just gonna say, I was gonna ask you earlier when you were talking about booking the comedy show. Is booking a comedy show as hard as booking a podcast? Because we deal with, we've had a lot of playmates on. That's kind of how our first guest started as playmates. And as you can imagine, some of the playmates are not really
like for your kids.
No, actual Playboy playmates.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Yes, we
you said your kids
too.
Yeah. It's your kids' friends who are like chewing on blocks. You brought them in.
Right.
That's
Well,
awesome.
Hey, how you doing today? Yeah.
Tanner, how'd you get started with spelling, Tanner? I don't know. Go on though. Sorry to cut you off.
No. I was just gonna say sometimes booking is not the easiest thing. So at least for a podcast, I don't know how it is for comedy.
Well, comedy for a live stand-up comedy show, it's a little bit different, but it's just as hard. Because a lot of people, like, how many people ask you guys to be on the podcast?
Exactly. Zero.
Yeah, none. Never.
So far, zero.
Never. I, on the other side, get probably about 5-10 messages a day from comics, just be like, oh, I want to do the show, gotta do the show, let me do the show. And so it's part sifting through all of those and picking the people from that, which is not all, if it was all just people reaching out, then what am I really doing? You know what I mean? Like, then, we should just let Gmail book the show if that's how we're going to do it. So it's like going through all those, but then also like being active enough where like I know the comics that I like in the city, and then being discerning enough where I think I know what an audience will like, and then finding enough different kinds of comics that the audience will like, and then making sure all the date, like that's like 6 steps I've named before even the logistics of getting them on the date when they're available.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But it's really rewarding, and it really helps me to have consistent stage time. That's the best reason to do it. My calendar is never 100% empty, which is great.
Perfect. Yeah. Can always work on stuff. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Now, just wrap it up.
Yeah.
Are they all Chicago comedians that you have on, or do you have?
Oh, if tons of out of towners. This past show we had a Will Foskey, who's a really funny comic from Atlanta.
Okay.
Who's just passing through. A lot of people are always just passing through. Will Foskey's very funny. We've had a ton of really great out of town guests. Like Kyle Kinane has done the show a couple times. I'm trying to, a bunch of my buddies from Detroit who started a little bit after that. My buddy Brad Wenzel, who I started with, who lives in LA now. He's done the show before. He's been on Conan and stuff.
Sure.
So like we're anyone who's around in Chicago for a little bit, and there's a lot of like film stuff that shoots here. So like, we've had John Rudnitsky, who's at Skyline this weekend. Actually, you guys should go see Rudy. He's super funny. John Rudnitsky is great.
Oh yeah.
But he was filming a show in town called The Big Leap. That my friend Samuel Rachar got cast on, and he came out and did the show a few times. He was on SNL for a little bit, and like, just we have a lot of great surprise, guests, but more importantly, Chicago is at a really great time right now in like the history of our stand-up scene, where I think there's a lot of really funny comics who all are unique and different, which is great. It's really fun, and it makes my job a little bit easier, but it's still super hard. It's still super hard.
Yeah,
but it's a little bit easier. Yeah.
Awesome.
It sounds
For
super fun. We definitely want to. I definitely want to make it down
for sure. Yeah. So are you headed out on the road for any dates coming up here in the next little bit? Or
yeah, I have. I got a jaunt, 2 jaunts, back-to-back jaunts coming up in a couple weeks. February.
Okay.
The first weekend in February.
Yeah.
That Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I have Des Moines, Omaha, and Lincoln.
Oh.
So Des Moines, Iowa, Omaha, Nebraska, and Lincoln, Nebraska. And then the week after that, it's so weird that we talked about the castle earlier. I'm at the Comedy Castle, February 10th, 11th, and 12th with the very funny Dan Smith.
Awesome.
And anybody can get your schedule by going to
Instagram's probably the best.
Okay.
I don't have a traditional website anymore because
who does?
Who does? It's on, but Twitter and Instagram are the best 2 ways. It's at the Mike O'Keefe on both. And I believe the fellows will probably link it in the description, what have you.
You betcha.
Yeah.
We'll try.
The Mike O'Keefe.
I keep telling people I'm going to do that, and I try. We'll figure it out. We'll definitely tell them who you are. I mean, that's
unbelievable. No, look at me.
Going in there.
Awesome. But thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
This was a blast. You guys are good shits for sure.
Promote anything else you'd like to promote?
Best night ever. It's got an Instagram account too as well. Your education, give it all, man.
Find all that. Yeah, education's some education. I guess if you want to, I haven't even checked the numbers in 6 or 7 months. But if you want to listen to it, it's still there. And then the show I did before that was called Buddy of the Groom, where I interviewed people to be my best man at my wedding. That's not happening. It was really. That's a really fun. There's about 65 of those, and those are.
Oh shit!
That was a blast too. Yeah. The podcast game. I traded in podcasts for, school, which is a weird thing, but that's kind of what happened. But yeah, Instagram and Twitter is the best way, at the Mike O'Keefe. If you're in Chicago or the Chicagoland area, every Tuesday night, the Lincoln Lodge, best night ever, at Best Night Ever Show on Instagram. $5 online, 10 at the door. Buy them online so we don't get yelled at for COVID stuff. I don't want, that jerk Lori Lightfoot. I don't want her to yell at me. But that's well, of course you will. That's the whole slow and skinny of it. And Celtic Football Club. If you're out there and you need it and you want to get into some soccer, Celtics the way to go. Yeah.
Just
pay your money for Celtic TV. It helps the club buy new players. Don't stream it illegally. Get Celtic TV. It's like, it's not that much money. You pay in a lump sum, but it's the same as you pay in a year for Netflix. It helps the team. We can buy new players. We can beat Rangers. Anyway, that's all I got.
Very passionate about your football.
Absolutely. I love that at the end. I wasn't expecting it. So great plug.
All right.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Appreciate your time really much. Thank you so much.
All right. Later, dudes.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously though, get your asses out of here.